And now to a question getting more and more attention these days. When does your right to free speech become a cause for your boss to fire your bottom? When video of the McKinney, Texas pool party fight went viral earlier this week, a national debate broke out over the actions of one cop and how he handled a group of rowdy teenagers, in particular, a young girl who was refusing to leave. Then, when a Miami area high school principal sided with the cop in the comments section of an online paper, his bosses decided he had crossed a line. Brian Kilmeade has some thoughts on that. He is the co-host of Fox & Friends. He's fired as principal for one line. What did he say?
I mean, essentially what he said is the cop had to protect himself, and I back him up from what he for what he did. Now, this cop the next day, this incident happened on Friday, and a few days later he decides to resign, and his own police chief didn't stand behind him. Having said all that, that's an opinion of one man who thought he wrote anonymously to the Miami Herald and made his comment. Then afterwards, somebody else noticed who it was, said principal. It went linked right to his Facebook page, and then commented, how could a principal make a statement like that? And the first comment, it seems to be from a retired Miami Beach police officer who happened to be black. And next thing you know, this has gone through the school, which is predominantly black, where he's a principal. He's been there just 1 year, and then he is gone the same day for making those comments, even though he took them down and then apologized to anybody who might have been offended.
All he wrote was he wrote the cop. He did nothing wrong. He was afraid for his life. I commend him for his actions. Now, granted, it's controversial given what we've seen. However, we are now living in a day and age where you are not allowed to have a non-politically correct opinion. That opinion is his, but it's not politically correct, and therefore he's fired. I mean, people really need to ask themselves whether this is the world in which we want to live.
And I'll tell you something else. It's 7 minutes. I watched the whole thing. I know you watched the whole thing. It seemed like the officer overreacted, but I didn't see the entire thing. I didn't see him pull up. I didn't see what reacted. I didn't think he should have pulled out his gun, but I have not been to an academy. I've not been forced to train. I've never broken up an out-of-control pool party. I've seen sometimes I reprimanded kids verbally.
Although you've been at the center of many. Let's be honest.
I have. Right, I've also.
Your reputation precedes you from Massapequa. All right, move on, because there's another. The free speech police are out in full force now, because out in California, and this is interesting, the University of California's Office of the President. Guess who that is? Guess who's running the University of California?
Janet Napolitano, who was once governor of Arizona and was once Homeland Security Secretary.
And, she was used to shutting down terrorists, and now she's shutting down free speech, because she wants to make sure that the faculty at the University of California don't engage in implicit bias speech or microaggressions, including, heaven forbid, they say anything about America being the land of opportunity. You can't say that anymore there. One
thing I never heard of microaggression. I thought microaggression was, excuse me, that was my wallet, give it back. Then I understand those are the rules. No. But microaggression is, you mentioned America's land of opportunity. How about this? I believe the most qualified person should get the job. That is offensive. What about some of these other phrases? Don't ask a student to fill out a form where you could check a box, male or female. Don't ask a student wandering the halls who might be a minority if they're lost, because they might imply that they're about to steal something from a lab.
God.
This is in 11 of the 12 University of California.
Now the poor minority kids are going to be wandering around the University of California for days on end. Where the hell am I?
I mean, basically, all you could do there. They say it's all about subconscious racism. What also bothers me too is if you imply that this is the land of opportunity, that we are a colorless society. For example, you're not supposed to say this phrase, Megan. When I look at somebody, I don't see color. That is wrong.
You shouldn't say that.
Yeah, you should not say that.
You should say, I see color, I see it loud and clear.
Right.
That I am acknowledging my racism so that we can deal with it.
Right, because, of course, we're a racist society, and you can't imply that it's a meritocracy.
That's right. They don't want you to promote the myth of meritocracy in this country, nor can you say the statement, everyone can succeed in this society if they work hard enough, because they say that's your white privilege talking.
This is absolutely unbelievable. And
Tell it to Barack Obama.
Right, I mean, absolutely. But the thing is, if you're racially walking in the halls and you want to keep your job, all you could say is essentially, hi.
Yeah,
I mean, let's just be fine. Listen,
you know what?
You do what you want.
You can add to it, I am racist, I am sexist,
right.
I am wrong.
Let's get it out.
Okay, good.
Let's get it out.
Good, okay. And then you have to follow it up with, where the hell am I? Why isn't anybody offering me directions?
Right.
This is the meanest university
It's unbelievable. The poor kids in chemistry.
Why do they always help the white kids get down to the West Wing, but not the others?
The smart chemistry kid from Bangladesh never gets to class.
Right, it's not right.